When I was in middle school, I started listening to this guy called Levi the Poet. And when I first heard his poetry, I was like, there's someone who talks about stuff that I talk about and goes through what I go through and is writing about it, and I'm not the only one. So over the years, Levi has kind of been my huge writing inspiration. I also love Emily Dickinson and Walt Whitman, kind of the older stuff like that, and Hotel Books, Law Dispute, people like that I just love so much. Keep the lights on, but if you can't, walk through the dark with me. And find people who walk through the darkness with you, who aren't afraid of sitting in the dark when the lights go off. Wait for the people who wait for the lights to come back on. Wait for the people who don't leave. Wait for the kind of people who don't turn them off themselves, who want to save all of the power supply for their own rooms. Wait for the people who let you learn how to walk through the night again and past the shadows. Wait for the people who leave fingerprints on the floor crawling to find you and hold you tight until the terrible things go away. Wait until you find the ones whose words reflect the beating of their heart. It's okay if they are uneven as long as they are words you believe in. Wait for the ones who hold you, who choose you, who remember your name. Wait for the ones who remember how your soul rises and falls like the moon coming up to bring forth the night and push away the day. Wait for the ones who wait for the day to come back. Wait for the ones who stay when it never actually returns. Wait for the ones who know this is not your fault. Wait for the ones who know this is not your fault. Wait for the ones who help you remember what sunlight feels like, who find flashlights and make shadow puppets on the ceiling to pretend the monsters aren't near anymore and neither are the demons. Wait for the people who don't hand you a map in the dark and expect you to find your way back home. Wait for the ones who walk through the darkness with you, stumbling, mad, just as lost as you are. Wait for the ones who don't try to find shortcuts. Wait for the ones who walk through the dark with you. For the ones who wait for the light to come back on. Wait for the people who don't leave. Keep the lights on, but if you can't, walk through the dark with me. I think that over the years, I've seen time and time again that art thrives in community and community thrives in art. The two kind of feed off of each other. And so I've gotten to the point now where I'm found myself surrounded by a group of creative people who I get to share my work with them and they share with me, and we collaborate and just kind of feed off of each other's work, and that kind of creates a kind of community, and we support each other in our endeavors. If we have a project that we're working on, and if we're going through something and that comes out in our art, we can talk about it and help each other. So I think it's so important to keep art going and to find that kind of community that you really can't find anywhere else. It was those late night drives that kept us alive. Pavement singing songs of raindrops and reflecting all we'd left behind. Street lights glowing greater than the fear tucked inside our hearts about how we were missing out on what everyone else knew inherently inside. We never really seemed to have it easy, searching through our pockets and our heads for this truth they found immediately. Joy wasn't our right, it was our mystery. Puzzle pieces we put together to try and understand our failings. Truthfully, your silence spoke volumes, comfort through the noise. That dreadful fog wasn't enough to keep our hands off the wheel and our hearts off the road. Our hearts were on the road, your hand in mine. That curled hair tucked behind your ear, sitting awkwardly, singing songs about sorrow or sadness or some Jason Mraz tune that made you think of me. These lungs barely brave enough to breathe. You opened up a music box when you asked me if I remembered how to dream, if I had ground that never vanishes. I told you my answer was that the questions never leave, but it's still possible to be, still possible to live with this uncertainty. Said this could have been honest or it could have been pretty, and you thanked me for the honest, as truth is more beautiful if it has meaning. I've been meaning to tell you that October still makes me feel alive, even though the best one has died. This time around, I don't know if I'm coming back to life or losing it. Still, all I think of you is graciousness, is black midnight coffee, is records and walking through Old City, is bitter breaths outside of sweaters. You said I was your favorite cracking walnut. After you, I remembered all of the reasons to stay shut. Simple prayers, tearful prayers, prayers about living and prayers about dying or trying not to. You were just trying not to. You said, it was beautiful that it's possible to live with the questions, so why did we bury this? Was it your certainty or your uncertainty? Still, all I think about you is grace. All I think about is gentleness, creating a different narrative than one where we apologize for our existence. You wept and I wondered where we would go to find out how to be alive, when October would no longer hurt, where the leaves falling didn't feel like all of my bones breaking. These drives helped keep us alive, and I'm grateful for reminders that you are still living. I'm grateful we no longer hold on to dead Octobers to find our meaning. It still hurts when the leaves fall, but I know that you found a way to keep living. My name is Olivia Martin, and thank you for listening.